all them people that say this, that, and the other, they'll never come and sit where you are and insult me. Never would. They never would come where you are and insult me. Because you know what? The time I'd end for them, and I'd be back doing on the murder charge. All them can keep where they are. Was never took a punch in the ear in their life. You know, I've got plenty of punches in the ear. And at the end of the day, if they want to say something to me and derogatize me, come and do it where we can say, okay, me and you's here, let's step outside now and have a go. There'll be no messing about. Come on, we'll have a go now. I don't need any 12-week training camps for me. I'll have a go down today. You know what I'm saying? Well, here's messages for all them wankers. Stay where you are. Keep away from me and my family. You're not needed. Don't like you. Don't want to see you. I've only got time for nice people like over here.
Yeah. Oh, fucking twat.
What's good, everybody? What's good? We've got now Big Rick from across the pond. Salute to you, Rick. I thought I'd go live tonight, chop up a bit of boxing with the one and only my good brother, the Outlaw pugilist. How are you, Outlaw?
I'm good, man. Thank you very much for having me on the show, Loz. It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
It's been a minute, hasn't it, brother? Been a minute. I appreciate you coming on, mate. There's a few things, because I wanted to chat with you about a few fights what are up and coming next month, and other fights what are coming up. But I thought I wanted to start today's live stream with the Fabio Wardley fight from last week against that. I don't know if I uploaded it. No, I mustn't have done. Thought I did do, but I wanted to talk to you about Fabio Wardley, Justice Hooney.
Right.
How did you see that fight last week, and what do you think of it? Tyrone, salute to you, my good man.
I'll give you a basic rundown of what I thought. Really, I'm not going to go. I won't go too long about it, but well, I think I struggled to give Fabio Wardley even one round. I gave probably 9 rounds to Hooney, and even the round that he got knocked out in the 10th round, I gave that round to Hooney as well. You know, he pulled it out of the bag. I wasn't expecting it. Nobody was expecting it. He pulled it out of the bag. He dropped him. Okay. And again, there's a bit of controversy about the knockdown. I mean, the count, I should say. It was a bit of a fast count. I mean, the referee, even if he did make it up at 10, bang on 10, because it definitely wasn't 11. If he had made it up on 10, the referee could have looked at him and thought, well, he's been winning all 9 rounds comfortably. He's never been hurt in any of the 9 rounds. He weren't hurt once. So let me look at him and let me give him the test. Can you walk forward, put your hands up, Can you walk forward, walk back? You know what I mean? Ask him, what day is it? He answers, he replies, okay, let's get back in. But the referee was just like, waved it off. And I just can't help think that there's some type of, influence from Queensbury or something like that to say, look, if you get a chance at any point, just I don't know anyway, but I felt like Justice Hooney wasn't given any justice. He weren't like, he should have at least, the referee should at least looked at him. He never looked at him at all. He just waved it off like, oh, he missed the count, that's it. And I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was waved off because he was when it first happened, I didn't know what it was. I was a bit confused. I was like, what's going on here? But when I found out it was a count, I was like, nah, come on, man. That seemed a bit fishy to me. But Wardley, I know a lot of people are talking about the punch, whether it was a lucky punch, and there's a few people that's making noise at the moment, channel saying there's no such thing as a lucky punch. Let's just say he was lucky to win the fight. That's all I'm going to say. He was lucky to win the fight.
What's good analysis? Because I watched your video the next day, the next morning, and I agreed with pretty much everything what you said. I actually watched it with my son, and I gave him 1 round, and that was round 2, and that was only because I think he came on strong towards the end of the round, and he caught Hooney with some good shots. But I agree with exactly what you say. Now, I don't know about you, but when he got knocked down, I watched it on the zone, right? I didn't stream it or anything because I've actually got the zone, so I watched it on the zone, and I watched it. I seen him get knocked down. I saw the ref tell Wardley to go over to his corner. He started the count, and then the fucking camera flipped off him, flipped back,
Yes.
and it was over. And I said to my son, what the fuck's happened there? And says, has he got a standing count or did he just wave him off? I don't fucking know. So I waited for the replay, and then again it showed you on the replay and getting knocked down, the ref counting, the camera flips off him and then flips back on, and the ref's giving it that. So I didn't have a clue whether it was a standing count or whether it was a fucking. He just waved it off straight away until a few days later when someone actually put the count on, and he got up at. I counted. He got up at 9.
Yes. Same here.
But for me, it,
What happened there?
fucking, it was a bullshit stoppage because I honestly believe that he could have survived the rest of that round. That's just my view. Londoner, salute to you, bro. So that was just my personal view. But I tell you what, man, that kid absolutely amazed me with the skills, what he had, that short left hook, the hooks to the body, his jab, everything. It was.
He was smooth, man. He's smooth. His movement was smooth. Head movement, his timing, his distance management. He was utilizing the jab well. When he went and he was setting up his combinations nicely. Like it was a joy to watch, man. That is boxing. That is good boxing, man.
It was lovely boxing. Tyrone's put. Ask Outlaw if how he feels about the big one on June the 27th. Deontay Wilder, the bogeyman.
Oh yeah, I'm just reading it. I'm reading it now. I got my other phone in here and I'm looking at it now. How do
Big
I feel
Rich
about that? TS Boxing, shout out to you. Thank you anyway. Wilder needs to win it, doesn't he? If he wants to carry on making any money or just carry on in boxing, he has to win this fight. If he wants a big payday, another big payday somewhere, maybe an anti-Joshua or whoever, there's a Ruiz fight for him, Big Baby Miller fight for him. There's plenty of fights for Wilder. Dylan White as well. There's plenty of fights for Wilder. But if he has to win this fight. And if he wins in spectacular fashion, then he might be able to choose who he wants to fight. Maybe one of these guys, all the guys I just mentioned will want that fight. And he will have to choose which one he wants. But he has to win that fight. The guy that he's fighting, I've never seen him fight before. I don't know anything about him. So I can't even make a prediction or even say what's going to happen. But I'll just say Wilder it's a must win for Wilder. This is probably the biggest test of his career now. Because if he doesn't win this fight, it's over for him.
Yeah, definitely. Just quickly want to say salute to a few people. Salute to you, Mike. Thanks for popping in. I hope you're well, Mike. James Jameson, salute to you, brother. Lost Boys, salute to you. Big Rick and everyone, Bruce Gas, Tyrone, everyone, thank you.
What's happening, Michael Johnson? What's happening? And James Jameson, yeah, what's going on, man? And Bruce Gas.
James has put Wilder is the worst champion in the history of boxing. Does. Right, so quickly, just to finish off then about the fight from last week. I'm going to give you my honest opinion about. I think you've heard it anyway about Fabio Wardley. For me, Outlaw. I think if that lad had been able a little bit harder, he would have bounced him out of there. Because I've seen him looking sorry for himself, and he looked hurt a few times, and I thought to myself, he won't be able to take much more of this. And I said that to my son. I honestly believe I thought he might stop him round about 11 because he was getting fucked up, man. And fair credit to Fabio Wardley. The kid fucking dug deep, man, and he was hurt. and he's got a heart, and he's got balls, man, and he's got one hell of a punch. But I think as well, if that was Miller, like I did predict Miller to beat him, I think Miller would have chopped him down and stopped him. That's just my personal view. So, just quickly, Rick's put Fabio Wardley as the Deontay Wilder of the UK.
Yes, I've been hearing that.
Yeah, a few people have.
Loz, do you know what I remember as well? I do remember you after the first fight that Wardley had with Fraser Clark. I do remember you saying this man, his defense is wide open, and it's only going to be a matter of time before he gets exposed.
Yes,
I remember you saying that. I remember you saying that he's going to get exposed soon. He's going to get exposed, and you probably thought it was going to be the second fight with Fraser Clark. Obviously, you know, he knocked him out. But
salute you, illegal immigrant.
Yeah, now is obviously what you said earlier on. It's shown now in that Hooney fight because Hooney was hitting him like he was a speed bag. His head was a speed bag. So, yeah. And you're right. He looked dejected at some points, and I thought the same thing as well. I thought it's not going to be long before Hooney stops him. But
yeah,
as
let me just read this comment. What salute you, legal immigrant. This comment, what Miller has the best chin of, if you ask me. He's got a very good chin. James Jameson has put too many old wash fighters clogging up the heavyweight division. Wilder, White, Chizzy, Joyce. It's time for the new kids. I fucking agree with that. And I said that last week. I said exactly. I want the old guard gone. I want them gone. It's got to be these new boys who are the newcomers. I think the newcomers are the like.
Who do you want gone outside of Derek Chisora? Who do you want gone, Les?
I want Dillian White gone. I want Derek Chisora gone. I want Joe Joyce gone. I want Anthony Joshua gone, and I want Tyson Fury gone.
Wow. Well, the only way that's gonna happen. Well, Dylan's gonna happen very soon when the tumor gets his hands on him. We're going to talk about that in a little while. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, quickly read these comments and then we'll talk about that.
Go.
Parker can say, you can tell how bad Wardley's defense is, the damage to his face, especially the bridge and the snap. Exactly, Thomas. AJ Fury, Joyce White, yep. Wilder Fury, yep. I agree. So, right, let's talk about this then, because Lost Boys put Cabiel will take over when Usyk retires. Probably so, my good friend. Right, let's talk about this then. So this is official one now. I've got the other half of this card, so we'll go through that as well. Let's talk about this. Dillian White, Moses Etuma, August the 16th. I seen your video today, what you did, and you were saying, your avatar was a slaughterhouse, and I think I've seen a couple of people do that. So go on, I'll let you lead off.
Who, me? Well, with this whole Dillian White thing? Well, I don't know. To tell you the truth, I'm surprised that Dillian White has taken this fight. Because again, it's like, for me, I see it similar to the Deontay Wilder fight. But I think Dylan's in a lot deeper water, man, because obviously Atuma's a rising prospect, a young rising prospect, hungry and eager to make a name in the heavyweight division. And who else better than to make his name up against than Dillian White? And again, I'm surprised Dylan's taking this fight because if he loses badly, he's gonna get memed. If he loses badly, he'll get memed. And then I can't see him getting any big fights like the Anthony Joshua fight, or maybe a fight with Wilder. If he loses really badly, I mean, it'll be a journeyman thing after that. But I don't know. On the other hand, has Dylan's got the experience in that, and can he actually tell us something about Moses Etuma? Because we don't know nothing about him yet. Does he have a chin? Can he take a punch? Can he do 12 rounds? What does he look like in the championship rounds? What does he look like? Nobody knows what he looks like. I'm not so. I tell you something. I'm not 100% sold on Etuma. I'm not 100% sold. And another thing is Ben Davison being his trainer. I think he's got a leaky defense as well. Personally, maybe can Dylan White expose it, with his left hook? But again, I think the first 3 rounds is going to be like obviously very interesting because Atuma's young, hungry, and he's quick. He's fast as well. And Dylan looks like he's at the back end of his career, 37 years old, and he's slow.
Yeah.
He's slow and you saw him in the Tete fight. He looked fucking slow. So
Yeah.
Atuma could wipe him out in 3 rounds. But if Dylan can get past the 3rd round, it'll be interesting to see what happens after that.
Yes.
That's me.
That's a fair point. I pretty much go along with what you're saying. Yeah, I'm saying for me, Dillian White. Well, you know how I feel about Dillian White Outlaw. Don't know how these keep getting fucking shots, but for me, Dillian White's a gatekeeper anyway. Because what's he achieved? His best achievement is a British level. Is the British belt against that fucking big fat mess who he fought. He was the guy who he beat. He was massively overweight. The black
Has
dude.
Dylan got a Lonsdale belt?
I'm sure he won the British heavyweight belt. He fought someone for a vacant belt. Can someone tell me who it was?
Was it what for a Lonsdale? A British belt? A British heavyweight?
Yeah, the heavyweight belt. I'm sure he fought somebody. Oh God, what was his name? He was a massive dude, and he was terribly out of shape. Dylan beat him up. I'm sure he stopped him towards the end. I'm sure someone will tell. Rick will know. Someone will know in the chat. But for me, I'm same as you. I'm not Lewison. That's him. Yeah, Ian Lewison, almost £300. Wow. Dillian White is terrible. Feet get caught straight on all the time. Uppercuts, dreams. Nobody beats time has done. Yeah. Salucci Wizard can't see anything but White gassing out of 6 rounds. White will get trolled. Yeah. Outlaw Miller and White would be a good fight. Yeah. Wizards put Outlaw loves into me. A bum fighter so far.
What did he say, Wizard? What did he say?
Yeah, Wizard said that. So I'll say my point. I'm not.
Sorry, sorry, your thing keeps dropping in and out.
These clowns, right? These clowns, these muppets here, right? They're all rimming this into me. And for me, they say, "Oh, he's got shadows of Lennox Lewis. He's the next coming of Mike Tyson." No, he's not. He doesn't even fight like Mike Tyson.
No,
for me, Outlaw, all I've seen him fight is tin cans.
Yeah.
But credit where credit's due. These are now the people who he should be fighting. The likes of Dillian White, Joe Joyce, Derek Chisora. And that will show us how good this kid it really is.
Yeah.
But I'm the same as you. I'm not too strung up on him.
I'm not so.
And I will say this: if White lands that left hook, he's gone.
You reckon? I mean,
he
took a few left hooks from that the guy he fought last, Balgan.
Yeah,
well, he took a few left hooks from him, but he ate them up. So like, can he take a punch from a proper left hooker, someone that can actually throw a left hook?
Outlaw. I'm sorry, bro, but he was a Ben man.
That's what I'm saying. He did, and he was able to catch a tumor.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. So I expect maybe Dylan might, if during the time, obviously they do get to meet. I'm expecting Dylan to at least catch him once.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, these are the people that he should be fighting. And good luck to him. I'm not a hater. People might think I'm a hater, but I'm not. I've got nothing to hate this kid for. What do I need to hate him for? I'm just like you. Until I see him knocking out better opposition.
Yeah.
Then I can start to make my own assessment of him. Do you know what I mean? But as for these lot gaslighting him every day, they've done they did a podcast the other day, right, Outlaw, and they chopped it up into like 4 or 5 segments and played through the whole week. Moses 10 knuckles, one hand. Can't suffer Dylan since he's pathetic effort versus Fury. Just don't buy into it to me. Yeah, I'm like you. Outlaw Burger King, why am I dropping in and out? Lol. Have you heard what James Jameson's just said?
Let me see. Yeah.
Outlaw using Burger King Wi-Fi, dropping in and out. Lol.
My Burger King Wi-Fi. No, I got 5 bars. No, man, I got 5 bars. Is it dropping out? Do you know what it is, Loz? I'm getting your dropping out on me all the time. Is it me?
No, you sound on my end. It must be me. It must be John Fury up the road.
It might my 4G might be conflicting with it. Let me turn off my data and just use my Wi-Fi.
All right.
Am I right now? I mean, can you still hear me?
I can hear you crystal clear, mate.
Yeah, I've turned off my 4G, so that's what it might be. It might be bouncing in between them sometimes. What might happen? All good now. Oh yeah, Jay. Yeah, all good. Burger King Wi-Fi. It's all good now. Yeah, cool.
Up that wire box
because my router is right there, and I got the new Wi-Fi. You know, it's better than fiber optic. I don't know what it's called now. You know the new one.
Yeah.
I bought it off of Talk. They were trying to sell me a package anyway.
Yeah. You fine, so don't worry about it. Lost Boys is putting that AJ is on the downfall. Would AJ versus White be a fair fight? Possibly, but I don't want to see. I mean, I don't know.
I think AJ can still become world champion. You know.
Do you think?
I think he can still become world champion. I mean, if the belts get fragmented, he can still pick up a belt. Not be undisputed though.
Yeah.
I think he
could. You know.
But do you know what though, Loz? For me, I think he has to get rid of Ben Davison. Ben Davison's not a defensive like type coach.
Yeah.
And you seen Wardley how he looked against Hooney, and he looked like the left hand was. Oh yeah, he's dropped out again. I don't know if it's me. Am I right? Can you hear me?
I can hear you crystal clear, mate.
Right, he just dropped out on my side. I mean, when I looked at Fabio Wardley, he reminded me of Anthony Joshua when Anthony Joshua fought Dubois. They both had to drop their hands. You know what I mean? They both got to drop their hands. They both got caught and paid for it. But Anthony Joshua obviously paid the most because he lost the fight, and Fabio Wardley had a close scrape and obviously kind of been exposed a little bit now. So
yeah. Well, I think
Anthony Joshua and maybe even Fabio Wardley. I mean, I think Davison's given them something. Definitely given them something in the offense department. Yeah. Obviously, we've seen Wardley knock loads of people. Obviously, he knocked out Hooney. And Joshua as well, obviously, we've seen him knock out a few people recently, obviously, with the Ngannou, whatever. But I think they both need to be a bit more defensive-minded now. Right, not scared and run, but defensive-minded.
Yeah. Lost Boys is put. Your stream's okay for both of them. All right, sound. Ben Davison makes boxers worse. Fish Eyes is jamming the stream. Yeah, you're both crystal clear. Yeah, if Knees beats Usyk, if Triple Knee beats Usyk, he fights Fury or AJ. You'll see. I believe so. So I want to talk about them. Mike's put a lot of these heavyweight fighters can be champion again, but so fighters are just too damn comfortable. Some fighters, I think he means. Yeah. Triple Knee ain't beating Usyk. No, he's not. But if he does, you know what's coming. The men in white suits watching Big John from the moon are jamming the signal. Yeah, or he's up top of the road jamming cutting wires on the communication box. Right, so for me, but I'm not strung up on Ben Davison. I never have been, because if you look at Ben Davison's record, a lot of fighters who have had him, when they get beat, they fuck him off straight away. Tyson Fury, Josh Taylor, other fighters have done it. So I'm not massively strung up on him. For me, I don't see Anthony Joshua. Me personally, I don't see Anthony Joshua being a champion again, unless, like you said, these belts come fragmented, which I honestly believe they do, because this is where I was going to ask you from last week. So just let's finish this off then. So
Right.
Moses and Tuna, Dillian White. I'm actually going to pick Dillian White on this one.
Whoa.
And I mean, that sounds far out, but I'm
Wow.
actually. But the reason I'm only saying that is because I think if Dillian can stick it to him for the first maybe 4 rounds, he's got a chance. Anything going past 5 rounds, like someone said, he gas. I don't know, because Dillian. How old is Dillian White? Is that 30?
37.
37.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So what's Moses and Tuma? He's 20, isn't he?
20 years old. It's like 17 years between them.
It could be a beat down. But I'm going to go for Dillian. I'm going to go for Dillian White. Me. I know it's way out there. It's outrageous, but I think if he catches him, he's gone, man. If he catches him clean with a left hook, that kid's gone. That's just my point. Davison drafted a load of fighters from Uncle Kinan and hasn't developed one fighter yet. Facts. If White pulls this off, Fish Eyes will be furious.
Yeah.
White. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he will be.
Yeah, that's what it is, James. A puncher's chance. So yeah, AJ would get smashed by Chinese power and Caballero, so can't see him returning to glory. No, I can't. So go on then, Outlaw. Who are you picking, brother?
What, for Dillian White and Moses?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man, you're going for Dylan. You go for Dylan, but you haven't said how.
Experience.
Sorry?
My bad. I'm going on puncher's chance and experience. Go on, sorry.
Okay. Oh man. A tumor within 3 rounds. 3 rounds.
Within 3 rounds.
3 rounds. Like
That's
say
fair
3
enough.
rounds, yeah. No more than 3 rounds.
Right, okay. I don't know what it is, man. I've watched a few of his fights and I'm just not strung up on this kid. I think it's because. Sorry, Outlaw. I just think it's because.
No, you speaking. I interrupted you. Go on. I'll speak
I
after.
think it's because of them clowns always fucking gaslighting him every day. That Pop, the big he is, him. His next Mike Tyson. His next Mike Tyson. Fucking Carl Frampton. Oh yeah, he's got faster hands than Mike Tyson. He moves faster than Mike Tyson. He's possibly the fastest heavyweight since Mike Tyson.
Oh man,
there's no way. I'm telling you, man. For me, he doesn't even fight like Mike Tyson.
No, he doesn't at all. He's
no stance on him whatsoever, and there's no way he's got faster hands than the prime Mike Tyson.
No way.
Fucking Tyson had some unbelievable time.
He needs to go and watch some Mike Tyson videos, man, to refresh his memory on how quick Mike Tyson was.
Exactly.
In his heyday.
Exactly. So where's Carl Frampton coming from with this shite?
I don't know.
Faster and I better read some of the chat. If White gets a jab, he's in without court. He might have a good contest. Yeah, Dillian White in the heavy bag will fall to the canvas. Dillian White needs an Argos. Big up, loss. Salute to you, foul player. Thanks for coming through. Brucey's put Moses has a lot to prove. Yeah, he does. An absolute lot. And I don't like it that these lot are fucking gaslighting him. Because he's putting pressure on the young man, I think. Spencer is 2 inches away from joining the circus. Yeah. Just 2 seconds, mate. There will never be another Iron Mike Tyson. I got White because he has no chance, but to come back in shape if it's not just a payday, yeah. Okay, Mike. London has put AJ is literally sitting in the dark room, bubble wrapped, pretending to be injured whilst waiting for the Fury fight. If he gets in any worse dangerous, the AJ gravy train will be derailed for good. Yeah, Frampton and them lot hype fighters up and give them something to talk about that makes news for the casual views. Fucking bang on. Absolutely bang on. The WBO's put pressure on him, making him #1 rankings. I think that's Bricktop who's done that. But sorry, lead away, brother.
Yeah, obviously you got to go through the comments, and I didn't realize there was that many. I looked it up as oh shit, you got to go through a few of them, innit?
Yeah. I'll keep me chat involved.
The reason why I'm going for a 2-man, I'm saying within 3 rounds, is because how bad Dylan looked in his last fight. I mean, the last 2 fights, in fact, the one he had in Ireland that wasn't even televised.
Yeah, I didn't watch that anyway. Yeah,
I watched that, and his last fight against Tete. I mean, when Dylan's not in, when he's not actually fighting, he's out of shape. He doesn't keep his body in shape.
No,
No?
I agree.
He's lets himself go, and I think that's the downfall, because his genetics are not great, and you should be keeping yourself. Obviously, you should be keeping yourself in form, in shape. You know what I mean, as a heavyweight boxer, but he's obviously not doing that. So every time he comes back, he looks terrible, and it takes him about 2-3 fights to get back into actual shape, and then he pops for something, and then the cycle starts all over again. You know, so
I agree. Yeah,
I just think right now he's not. I don't think he's fully fight fit, to tell you the truth. His last fight, he looked terrible. He won the fight, but he looked terrible. I don't think he's fight fit properly. He's going to be too slow. Two was too quick for him, and Dylan will be too slow. And I think he's just going to get caught. He'll be an easy target. He'll be a sitting target for the 2-man. I think he's just going to he's going to be like a heavy bag for him. That's what I think.
Yeah. That's possibly. Yeah, you're possibly right.
The style matchups all wrong for Dylan.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got very good, solid points there, because I've not seen Dillian. I won't watch Dillian White anymore. But the last time I watched him fight was against Jermaine Franklin, and I thought he was shit in that one, and he got beat, but he got gifted the win. So it sounds like he's gone even further down the hill.
I mean, we got to give Franklin a little bit of credit, because I think
He's a damn good fighter, mate.
He was a good fighter. He was a good fighter, He gave AJ a good fight. He gave AJ a good fight.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He bloody did. I tell you what, Outlaw, you could definitely argue. You couldn't argue. Well, in my eyes, I couldn't argue that Dillian White beat him. And like you just said, I tell you what, he did give Anthony Joshua a damn good punch.
Yeah.
White's punches take out.
I predicted that as well, because I had a lot of Anthony Joshua fans. They were having a go at Dylan White, and I was saying, well, give Jermaine Franklin some credit, rather than saying Dylan looks shit, he looked bad, and I'll say give Jermaine Franklin some credit a little bit. He's a good fighter, and they were like laughing off, saying, no, he's not good, whatever. I said, okay. I did say, I said, I had a little, with another certain podcast. I think I still got the footage somewhere.
I tell you what, I wouldn't mind seeing Moses and Tuma fight fucking Jermaine Franklin.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
That's a tough fight for him.
Yeah,
that's a damn good fight for him. Outlaw, that's going to be the one expensive taxi fare you're taking. Right, go on, because it's what was I going to talk about? What else was there? I uploaded loads of fights, and they seem to have not been uploaded. I don't know, they've disappeared. Did you? Right, okay. Let's talk about. I haven't uploaded it, but I thought I had. Let's talk about Katie Taylor Serrano 2 then, 3, because it's happening. Is it next month?
Okay.
Who have you got winning that?
I don't know. it's a bit of a 50-50 fight. I don't know. Where's the fight going to be held?
I'm not too sure. I think it might be next month. Where's it held, Big Rick? Big Rick will know. Just quickly read this. Dillian White looks shite in his last 3 fights. Life and death with Franklin, awful with Hammer, and couldn't be asked, and terrible with Tete. A young, hungry, much quicker tumor will send him to space. Possibly, yeah. New York it is. So it must be Madison Square Garden. Big John is a Big John
Madison
on
Square
the 2 mil.
Gardens.
Big John on the 2 mil tarmac, living in rabbits and dandelions. Come on, women's boxing sucks. I like it.
Yeah.
No, I like. I think it's gone downhill, but I tell you what, good fighters. I think Serrano won that last fight because Katie Taylor's a dirty fighter, man.
Yeah.
She's a dirty fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, Katie Taylor's a dirty fighter, man. She gets a headbutting, man. I think she should get a point off for it. One point off.
1 bloody point.
But she was headbutting, excessive headbutting. Excessively headbutting.
Terrible. She's terrible.
Yeah.
And I don't believe me, Outlaw, that it's the style. I think that's deliberate.
Yes.
It's like, if you look at Katie Taylor, right, and you look at Josh Warrington, right, none of them couldn't knock a fucking. They've got literally fucking 3 knockouts between them. If that, they've got a handful of knockouts between them, right? Both of them are proper pillar fisted, yeah. But look at their opponent's face after they've been in the ring with them. All their opponents look like they've been ran through a fucking cement mixer.
Yeah.
How does a pillar fist do that? Do that much damage? You know, Serrano looked like Elephant Woman. Delphine Pursoon, Chantel Cameron. Look at Maurizio Lara and that Lopez and all of it, and Kike Martinez. What Josh Warrington did. It's fucking disgusting, man. Using head, it's deliberately.
Yeah.
I got Kate winning. Women's boxing is dire. So, and she's been gifted wins, I think, as well. Don't get me wrong, she's a good fighter, and she's done wonders for women's sports. I'm not going to knock her for that, but I just can't take to the woman anymore because she's a dirty fighter, and that's all I can say. I mean, I don't know if you're watching the fight.
I probably think that she's probably going to win. I probably got her to win it, and I think, how can I say? I don't know how to say this. I think she's got a little bit of like, I don't know how to put this. You know, like how Canelo has the status he has in men's boxing. I think she has that status in women's boxing.
Yeah. I
think the officials, the referees, will always kind of like lean to her all the time. If a fight's close or it looks like she just about lost it, she's always going to get the decision. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
She's got that sort of like Canelo's. That's all I can. I don't have to put it any other way.
You bang on, brother. Unless they get knocked out, they're winning.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who cares? I don't mind women's boxing, but I'm worried about who's done the housework, Percy. Right, go on then. Anything you want to talk about, mate? Because I know you've got topics you want to talk about, so throw them out there, bro.
Me? Oh! You know, you put me on the spot, man.
Well,
yeah, no,
I have got other topics myself, but I don't want to take all the stream up on my own.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I like the topics you've been talking about anyway, and some of the topics you've been talking about was what I wanted to talk about. But I don't want to talk about this one. Let's see. Obviously, we've got a few people in the chat as well. Hang on a second. Let me see. Let me see. How many people? Well, 16 people, 18 people. All right, 19 people. I was gonna say, look, Turkey Allah Sheikh here. He come out recently. He says no more running. I don't want fighters to run no more because you got to look at it like this. It's I wanted to say something else as well. Maybe another thing. But anyway, I'll leave that for. I won't
Yeah,
cross
go
them. I'll
on.
just talk about
Chuck
this.
it out there, man.
He said no more run. He said no more running because obviously they're paying. They're paying the fighters substantial amounts of money for them to perform, and
Yeah,
for 36 minutes. I think that's how long the duration of a fight is. 36 minutes,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and all he wants you to do is perform, and the performances that happened in Times Square and what happened with Canelo and Skull and that, like, it's
yeah,
just terrible. It was terrible.
yeah,
Now he's come out
yeah,
and said no more running, and a few people have got in their feelings about it, and there's been a few backs and forths and whatever.
yeah,
So he's basically saying if anyone runs, they won't be coming back again.
yeah.
Um, I've heard recently now that it's been proposed that the next event, Riyadh season event, will be in an 18 by 18-foot ring, as proposed to whatever it used to be before. But I know it can go. I believe it can go as much as up to 20. Is it 22 foot? 22 by 22
Right,
foot,
yeah.
I think, or maybe even more, 24. But they're now looking to shrink the ring to 18 by 18-foot ring to stop
So they
this from
can't
happening.
run as much.
How do you feel? How do you feel? Oh, sorry, what was that?
So they can't run as much.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
How do you think? 'Cause I was sitting there thinking myself, look, the running is a problem because look, let's just say like in the case of Devin Haney and Jose Ramirez, Ramirez is coming to the end of his career. Devin Haney's in his
yeah. And
prime
washed
now.
up Ramirez, yeah.
He's 26 years old, and
Mm-hmm.
they'll fight in the. I don't know how big the ring was, but it was a big ring because they're like what lightweights or even
Yeah, yeah.
it went super
Super
lightweights,
lightweight, isn't he?
and they're
140.
Devin Haney.
Junior welterweight, isn't he?
Everyone, people saying, "Oh, Ramirez should cut off the ring." Ramirez was cutting off the ring, but what Devin was doing was starting to play side to side. Have you ever played bulldog at school?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You,
yeah,
you got to run to the other side without getting grabbed by it. Got to grab you in it. You got to,
yeah,
you got to run to the other side. I don't know, they call it TIG over here. I don't know whatever it is up the north, whatever. But you got to run to the other side.
yeah,
You run from side to side, side to side. That's what Devin was doing. He was like going around the ring, and then when Jose was cutting off the ring, he was going the other way. Then Jose cut off the ring that way. He's going this way, this way, this way, this way. And then when Jose Ramirez committed to a punch, he would skip out and then run round him
yeah,
without retaliating. And I was just like, I can't watch this. He's doing
yeah.
it all
Well,
for the whole 12 rounds, and that's not boxing.
yeah.
So
Well, you asked me a question. Billy O'Saunders waiting until the ring's 5'5", pissy. Usain Bolt is a runner, pissy. Right, so you asked me a question. How do I feel about that? And I think Turkey's right. I
yeah,
agree with him. I agree with him. Now, I understand what you're saying because I was listening to Fight Disciples the other day and they were saying, well, some of the fighters, it's their style. I agree with that. But
so do I.
what that Scully did, that skull, and what Devin Haney did, that wasn't boxing.
That's not
That
boxing.
was what you call running. I mean, Tyrone sent me a clip on WhatsApp last week, and it was all about like the negativity of fucking Devin Haney, the amount of running what he did in that Ramirez fight.
What he sent you? What
And
did he
I
send
agree.
you?
Pardon?
What did he send you? What was he sending you?
He sent me a clip on WhatsApp, and it was a clip of what some guy had done, or
Oh, okay.
Tyrone had clipped it. The negativity of Devin Haney running, the amount of running what he did.
Send it to me. Send it to me if you can later. When you
I
can
will
later.
do. I'll send it to you
Yeah,
after this.
yeah.
And I agree with what Turkey's saying because there's running, or there's being on the back foot and moving, and then there's fucking that was excessive running. He stunk like Londoner. He says he stunk the place out with that running. I love boxing. I had no problem watching the Teofimo Lopez fight. That was a great fight against Barbosa Jr. And Devin Haney come on against Ramirez and was gone. I was like,
Yeah,
round 10, I was gone. and I snapped out of it, and I fucking turned my telly off and fucking went straight bed. And that is
It
a
was
God's honest
terrible.
truth. That's a God's honest truth. And I think Turkey's right. I don't think you should be allowed to come back if you're doing that, because end of the day, at least make some kind of engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Make some that Skull took the piss, or Scully,
What?
whatever his name is.
Yeah. I mean,
So yeah, I agree. I agree with Turkey. Go
yeah.
on, bro.
Or they could be like, if you throw less than 50 punches around consecutively for like maybe 2-3 rounds, and who wants to see that? This is boxing. You got to let your hands go. So that for
Facts.
that again, you should be penalized for stuff like that. You
Yeah,
know?
you're right. You're right, Outlaw. You should be. You should be, or like you say, or if you that negative, just say you only get half of your purse or something,
Yeah.
or you get an amount of your purse, say a quarter of your purse taken off you because you were
Yeah.
fucking. I mean, let's face it. Who the fuck would want paid to see that Scully fight? I'm so glad I didn't stay up for that shit. I'm
Oh,
so
I stayed up
glad
and
I
watched
didn't
that.
stay up for that.
I stayed up to watch that, man.
Oh, fuck that. I wasn't watching
Yeah.
that. Someone said to me, "You watching it, Loz?" I did went live before the fight. I thought, you know what? I might do. And then I thought, no. And then I woke up and I was so glad when I seen the highlights. I was like, this is fucking terrible, man.
It's
This
terrible,
is
man.
terrible. He only engaged in the last few seconds of the round. I mean, he should have been flogged. Me personally, if I was fucking Turkey, I wouldn't even pay them for that. Let me just read the comments quickly and then I'll come back to you. Nobody wants to watch fighters on ice skates touring the ring corners for 12 rounds. If Turkey's putting the bag up, then you better entertain and bring value from. I fucking bang on, Londoner. Absolutely bang on. Nobody stops me. I'm a bulldog, outlaw lol. Billy Joe, nasal spray. Salute to you. Well, thanks for coming through, my good man. I understand, but what is Shakur and Haney supposed to do? Maybe that rule needs to be adjusted. Well, yeah, but you see, I don't think Shakur runs as much as fucking. This is just my personal view, but I don't think Shakur runs, man. Not like fucking. I don't know, man. I just that Devon Haney shit though. That was unbelievable, and that Canelo fight. It was embarrassing. Charlene, salute to you, sweetheart. Thanks for coming through. I feel robbed and didn't even watch it. I'm stealing people's jobs who have no GCSEs. The refs should drop points. Yeah, good point. To be fair, it's up to the referee to deduct points for excessive running. Good, but yeah, that's good, very good point you're making. Charlene, salute, sweetheart. There's being able to fight on the back foot, and there's not willing to engage. It's fucking bang on. Right, listen to you. If there's anyone in the chat, I don't know where he's dropped off, but he'll be back in a minute. Please go and subscribe to Outlaw Pugilist, man. This kid used to have what I consider a massive channel anyway. He used to have like 13, 14,000 subscribers, and fucking YouTube took his channel down, man, because they didn't like some of the videos what he put up. But he's trying to rebuild his channel, try and get him back to 1,000 subs. So if there's anyone who doesn't know Outlaw, if you could please go and subscribe to him. He's a good man, and the man knows his boxing. It'd be much appreciated. It really would. Some cult snitch, yeah, well, we know who they were. I don't know where Outlaw's gone, but he will be back. I know he will. So, yeah, talking about that, I agree. I think Turkey's right, me. I really do. I think he's right with what he says. Or maybe like what you've said, James, the referee should be made to take a few points off at the end of the fight. Or something. They've got to come up with something because, like I agree. If you was putting up, like London has said, excuse me, if you was putting up the bag and you was paying excessive amounts of money to these fighters for get value for for money, and you're getting shit like that Scully fight and Canelo, you'd think, fucking hell, man, you might as well just open a grid up and chuck your money down the grid and then shut the grid lid, because that was terrible. The Devon Haney wasn't as bad, but that was bad. It really was bad. And I'm not just saying it's Devon Haney. There's other fighters what do it. Smaller ring might work, Loz. Yeah. Well, it's got to, because they can't run as much, can they? They're narrowed down. I've seen refs threaten to deduct points for running in the UK. Yeah, Obatiah fought nobody. I didn't see, but when I did see, I didn't see the fight. I fucking slept in last week. I think I missed it anyway. Outlaw's here now. Here he is.
Yeah, sorry about that. My phone overheated. Oh, it's back now.
Yeah, it does on StreamYard. It's terrible. My phone used to do it, and
oh, is it?
StreamYard's terrible. It rinses the battery, and it makes your phone go dead hot.
Yeah, that's what it just did to my phone, man. My phone just switched off. It was on the charger, and it just went. I was like, "Well, what's going on?"
Yeah.
I only ever see that when I go on holiday.
Yeah. So
I forgot, man. Where are you?
We was just following. I was just telling people to go and subscribe to your channel, man. It'd be much appreciated. Try and get you to 1,000. Because I believe me, Outlaw. Once I said this to you the other day on the phone. I said, I know what you're like. Once you hit 1,000 subs, I know your channel's just going to go. It's going to take off. Because I know what you're like. You'll just smash bare videos out and live streams. Yeah, and you do work hard, man. You know you're boxing. You're a good channel, man.
Thank you very
like
much.
I say, if you want to drop your link in the chat, Outlaw, or anything, it'd be much appreciated, man. You don't have to. It's just Outlaw Pugil. What is it? Outlaw what? Pugilist 2.0?
Yeah.
Or Reloaded?
Yeah. I think it's Reloaded, but I think if you
It'll be back on. And so, did the kid Drew Titan get snitchy? Possibly, mate. Yeah, possibly. One of them two. Right, so let's talk about this then. Some of the undercards. Mind you, I need to ask Outlaw what he wants to talk about. But whilst he's sorting his stuff out, I'll talk about this. Is it just me, or was junior and senior walking simply the best total quality? Yeah, it was mint. Ace, fucking good night boxing that was, Wizard. Great fight, and I'm glad I watched it actually. Oh, he's put it in the chat. Salute to you. So the link's there if anyone wants to subscribe to him. You possibly all are anyway.
Yeah, I think.
Outlook.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about, mate? Because I want you to have some show as well. Charlene saying hi, Outlaw.
Yeah. One more little thing. Yeah, just a little thing. You know, this again, the same whole thing with Turkey El Sheikh, and we've had all the for the past 2 years. They've been investing big in boxing. My battery's flipping saying it's dying. I'll talk quickly just in case it dies. I'm just noticing that like the problems are in America, man. Why is it always the Americans are complaining about, if not about the fighters, they're complaining about the cards, they complain about everything. It's like the boxing over there is a mess. It needs sorting out. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about anyway. You know what I'm on about anyway. So
yeah. Well, Teofimo Lopez has just been struck off, hasn't he?
Well, it's just that we over here in the UK, we've embraced it. We've enjoyed it, and we've had good fights from it. We've enjoyed it, and we're looking forward to future big fights. Some of the European-based fighters have been involved as well. 1 or 2 American fighters have been involved, like Wilder, Gerard Big Baby Miller, and a few others, Gerard Anderson, and a few others, Crawford, whatever. But now Turkey's trying to invest in the American market a bit more. It's just like they're not playing ball, man. You know what I mean? We're trying to build boxing here, and they're not playing ball. It's like, Tank Davis saying he wants 2 Ferraris. Shakur Stevenson on Twitter biting the hand that feeds him, then Teo bites the hand that feeds him, and then Devon flipping takes money and runs around the ring for 12 rounds. I'm just like, this is a shambles, man. It's embarrassing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
And then we got
diva
Screaming Skull.
behaviour, isn't it, brother?
Yeah.
That's what it is. But like you say, well, they need to get their asses in check, because at the end of the day, like you just said, boxing over here boxing's booming over here. It's
Yeah.
on more or less every week. We love it. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not saying the Americans don't love it, but I agree with you. Yeah, they need to stop all these silly. Tank Davis is just a diva. He's just a big baby, though, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He
He's
is.
a
He
big
is.
baby.
Yeah. I mean, he's the only one that's never really hasn't got down with the whole Riyadh season thing, isn't it? Really, out of all the fighters.
Is that because he doesn't want to fight fighters? What Turkey might make him fight?
Well, that's got to be it. Really, it's got to be it. What else can it be?
Yeah, good point. Wizards put US boxing, how almighty has fallen. Yeah, good point. London's put American boxing is a mess. A bunch of overhyped, overpaid divas who get smoky on Twitter more than they do in the ring, with nobody from the US media calling for fucking cracking point. Boxing is eating itself over there. Yeah,
It is.
UFC has overtaken boxing in America. Dodgy, rotten promoters ruined it. Big Rick has put some American boxing fans are mad because they don't like a foreigner like Turkey taking over the sport. Good point. A good point. And I've seen a few American channels say that, Rick. I've seen a few. Charlene's put true that wizard.
I'm gonna.
What's your thoughts on Cambo and Hitchens tonight?
Oh, that's tonight. Yeah.
Me, I'm not watching it. I'm not really one for George Cambosis. I'm not really one for him. What do you think, Outlaw?
Oh shit. Sorry. Still there? Am I there? Yeah.
Sorry? You froze, bro.
I was about to jump out my car because it's getting a bit. Yeah, I froze. I was gonna come out the car because it's getting a bit dark in there. Cambosis versus Hitchens.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Hitchens gonna win on points.
Hitchens on points.
Yeah.
Getting some feedback off you, bro.
Oh, why's the volume gone funny? I'm gonna switch to my other phone here quickly.
Yeah, all right, no worries.
Jump out and switch.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, do you think, man? The majestic Turkey has been a breath of fresh air. Yeah, I think so. I think he's done good for boxing, and I'm a bit disappointed, James, because seems like some of these Riyadh cards. Well, it looked like some of these Riyadh cards were starting to dry up, but it seems like now they're starting to kick back in again, because we've got obviously the Moses and Tomb. Is this a Riyadh card? I'm sure it is. Not one decent US heavyweight this century. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? When you think of all of them fighters America's produced. These are some good fights. That the out of that, I don't know who that Japanese or Chinese fella is. David Adelaide versus Filip Hrgovic. Is that the winner? Because what if Adelaide gets beat up off fucking Jamie what was his name? KT or whatever he's called. The fight, what sticks out for me there is that Anthony Kakese versus Ray Ford. That is a fucking brilliant fight. That's a great fight, man. Because that Ray Ford is a classy operator, and so's Anthony Kakese. That is a cracking fight for me. That's the one out of all of them which sticks out for me. And I think I've got a funny feeling Hrgovic will nail David Adelaide. I'm going to go for Hrgovic. Let's see what the chat's saying. He's back now. So, 1 sec, Outlaw. Shut you on now, mate. Fucking keep getting loads of stupid notifications. Right, quickly then, Outlaw. Let's talk about this. Which fight
Yeah,
are you
sorry.
picking for? Nick Ball versus Sam Goodwin? I don't know that Sam Goodwin.
Neither do I. I've heard the name though, but I don't know. I've heard the name. I've heard his name being mentioned, but I've only seen Nick Ball fight, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen Nick Ball fight quite a few times. He doesn't say he can't be a runner. He's just said he won't have running on my cards. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
Sergovich fighting? David Adelaide. But the thing is,
David,
what if Adelaide, sorry, that's the wrong one. Excuse me. What if Adelaide, fuck off. What if Adelaide gets beat up off that Jamie KVT or whatever he's called?
they've had a fight already.
Yeah, but they're fighting again, aren't they?
Has it been announced? Has a rematch been
Yeah,
announced?
yeah, I had it
Because they're
uploaded.
yeah, you sure it's been around? It's been
I'm
announced.
sure it's been announced.
But I
I'm
thought
sure they're fighting
I've
again.
heard Adelaide's fighting Hergovich. I think
Yeah,
I
that's
saw
what
it.
I'm
I
saying.
saw it somewhere. So
Unless, yeah, it's there. It's been announced. So it must be. It must have.
he's
They
fighting
must have.
Hergovich. Yeah.
Yeah. This is on the
So
Entombment Undercard.
how
So
can
they
you have
must
two
have.
fights scheduled?
That's what I'm saying. So they must have scrapped. They must have scrapped
The rematch.
Jamie. Which I think, if they have, I think that's bullshit. Because that was a bullshit knockout. That was a cheap
Yeah,
shot.
yeah.
Just quickly read these comments. Quick, I'll jump back to you. Adelaide should fight Moses. Outlaw, get back in Burger. He's on about Burger King. Who's the kid with the Mac Barnett lost? I don't know. I don't know who he is. Nick Ball all day. I love what Turkey is doing for boxing. We got who said undisputed. Salute to you, Dave. Thanks for coming through. Because Flabby Fury would never have fought exactly an undefeated fraud. Yeah, I agree. Has to be a tough one that with that haircut. But they keep going on about this guy's haircut.
Who's haircut?
Facts. They
Who,
are promoters the cards and the fight on.
who's
We never would have had Bivol Bataviev. Turkey sort that. I don't know what that means. Bums are worried the power and the cards are slipping away from them. Americans are thinking, but yeah, good point. Right,
yeah.
so Anthony Kakazi versus Nick Ball. Sorry, Anthony Kakazi versus Raymond Ford.
Raymond
Who have you
Ford.
got for that, Outlaw?
Kakachi, is that Kakachi guy? Kakachi?
Kakazi, whatever they call him, yeah.
Right. Again, I've seen Kakachi fight a couple of times. I've never seen his opponent fight. So,
Ray Ford lost his belt to Nick Ball, the WBA belt, but
right.
apparently he was struggling for weight to make the weight. And I tell you what, Outlaw, you could argue that Nick Ball won that fight. It was that freaking close. But that Ray Ford is a quality operator, man.
Hang
He's
on
a
a second.
quality operator. He fought on one of the Rayad cards last year.
Oh, was he? Did he have a close fight with Nick Ball? A very close fight.
Yeah,
Nick Ball
the
lost it.
5v5.
I think I
It
might have
was the
seen that fight.
5v5. And some people say Ray Ford won.
I think I might have
Casey
seen that
Ford is a
fight.
cracker fight. Absolutely Londoner. And that
Not sure. Yeah.
Casey, fuck me, he's meant him. He's fucking meant it. I've never seen him fight before, and then I seen him knock Uzi out, Lee Wood the other week, and I seen him bash fucking the kid from Wales up. Oh god, what's his name? The lad who had the IBF belt. He knocked him out, didn't he? Cordina, Joe Cordina. He fucked Cordina up. That's a good ass fight. That I'm telling you. Sorry,
Yeah. No. It's cool. Yeah. Go on. No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know who them two Muppets are. And no, I'm joking. I don't know who them two are on the left hand side.
Yeah.
The ones who keep getting on about the haircuts.
Yeah.
That Chinese dude with a bad mullet, and that other dude with a bad mullet. I don't even know who they are. Nick Ball is mega basic. Yeah, have you seen Nick
Yeah.
Ball fight?
He's excited. Who, me? Yeah, I've seen Nick Ball
Yeah,
fight. He's excited. He's exciting. Yeah, he's an exciting fighter. Very
yeah, he
exciting.
is.
But
He's won that regional though.
obviously, was he fight? What weight is it again? He fights at?
Is he one? I can't remember. Is he
Obviously, he fights
130,
at the lower weight. He fights at
135,
the.
130?
Is it 135? Is lightweight then,
Yeah, he's like that, isn't he?
or
Is he
featherweight?
one above bantamweight? Is he lightweight?
Not
Because
sure. But
I can't remember. I think he's one. I think he's one division
basically,
higher than Inoue.
he's a small.
I think.
He fights at the smaller weights. Yeah, smaller
Yeah,
weight
yeah, yeah.
classes.
He's
And
like
for me,
130, something like that one.
obviously, he's very exciting to watch. Very exciting to watch. You know, he's entertaining, and obviously, what he does works well for him. But I look at him and I think to myself, in future, how do you adapt your style? Because he can't keep fighting like that.
Yes,
You
yes,
know, as he gets older, and in those lighter weight classes, by the time they get to like 30, 32, it's kind of like the end for him. It's not like like the heavier classes where you can go on for a bit longer. The lower weight
yeah.
classes, they tend to like 32, 30. That's when they're kind of done. You know,
That's a good
so
point.
is he
That's
going
a
to
very
change his
good
style?
point.
That's how is he going to change his style, and how will he change it?
Well, that's very good because Will's put he does very well for some basic, mega basic. He's very good at basic and comes to fight. Good point. Charlene's put
Entertaining,
question
yeah.
in. Charlie's put question is who doesn't like Adelaide? I can't see him winning. Yeah, we'll come to him any second. I agree with you, Outlaw. I think, and I'll come back to the chat in a minute. For me, I don't think he's basic. I don't think he's basic. I just think he's one. He's one dimensional. He just does the same thing all the time. He charges forward, throws left, right, and he's a very aggressive fighter. But he was when I watched him fight Raymond Ford. That Ford was catching him sometimes, quite a lot of times, in fact, when he was coming in. But like you've just said, I think he does need to change his style as he gets on and on. If he fights, they keep going. Them two, him and a new way keep going back and two over Twitter. For me, he steps in the ring with a
Anyway,
new way. Yeah, a new way like him up.
he's gonna get whacked. He get whacked out, man. And they would knock him
Yeah, yeah,
out.
he does. He'll
I'm
get
sorry.
whacked out.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just for the pure the way it's started. I mean, even he's a pressure fighter, right? He's a pressure fighter. Even the last time I watched him fight, he was he dives forward and he comes through with a jab. He dives forward, he keeps his head low, and I see him. He's coming forward and he's meeting his man on the inside, and then I saw him back off. I was like, well, what are you doing? Like, you're a pressure fighter. You're meant to push forward and put your
Yeah,
fighter on the back foot, put your opponent on the back foot to make him feel uncomfortable while you
yeah,
come forward. So he came forward and then he jumped back. He did it a few times. I was like, I just couldn't understand it. I was like, well, why are you jumping back? Why are you giving ground to him now? You should
yeah,
be going forward, trying to go through him, you know? Like,
yeah.
keep him on the back foot, keep him so he can't, so he's unsettled. But I don't know. I don't know what his actual what it was. Maybe he knows. Maybe it was something they were trying to do, and I'm not aware of it. But it looked weird to me when I was
Yeah, yeah,
watching it.
yeah.
So
And he
I
struggled with that Irish guy in his last fight, didn't he? He really did.
right, yeah. I'm not sure if that's the same fight that I was talking about, but yeah, that I was referring to. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Go on. My bad.
Yeah. No, just saying. I mean, eventually he's gonna have to maybe, hopefully, in the future, start boxing a bit more. Just maybe box,
Mm.
fight behind the jab, try and throw a
I
few more,
mean, I
cleaner
don't want to sound
combinations.
like we're being negative. I like the
Yeah,
lad.
it's
I
true.
think
That's
he's
true.
quality.
That's true.
I don't want it to sound like
Yeah,
all as we're doing is just analysing
yeah,
what they should do and what they.
yeah.
You know what I
And I'd
mean?
like him to do good, innit? Obviously, I'd like him to do good, like him
Course,
to do
man. My
well.
back
You know,
kid. Yeah, of
I enjoy
course.
I enjoy watching him as well. He's entertaining.
Me
As
too,
I said,
brother.
he's entertaining to watch, but I just
Yeah,
feel that his style is going to get him just to a level, and for him to get to that next level, the top, that level amongst the top fighters of his weight class, he might need to bring something else to the table.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. So, that one, I keep putting that one on. I'm not going to talk about them two with the bad mullets because I don't know who they are and I've never seen them. But I'm going to go for Ergovic Adelaide then. Who have you got for that, Outlaw? And I'll
Adelaide
come
and
back.
Hergovic. Adelaide and Hergovic.
Hergovic Adelaide, yeah.
I think I made that decision quite. I think I forgot about Hergovic. I
Yeah.
mean, watching the Adelaide versus Wardley and Adelaide. If the same Adelaide versus Wardley and the same Adelaide versus Jamie TKV comes out, I think Hergovic will win that, and I think he might even stop him like maybe a late stoppage, maybe later, maybe from 8 rounds onwards, probably. That
Yeah.
eight between 8 and 10, maybe. I think, just a guess. I think the
Yeah.
experience from Hergovic, the experience is going to be a bit too much. I don't think Adelaide's had that experience. Hergovic is like, he's a seasoned professional. He's been in there, sparred with Wilder back in the day when he was a kid.
Yeah.
He's been in there with some top guys. Big Bang, Zile Zhang. He's been
Yeah.
with Daniel Dubois. You know,
Yeah.
he's been around. Hergovic has been around. He's been around the circuit for a while. He's sparred with a lot of the top guys that are around now. So Adelaide's new, and I don't think. I don't know. I just got Hergovic for that one.
I can't. There's no point in me adding any more to that because I totally agree with you. Same thing. I think Hergovic beats him up. I think, like you say, he's a seasoned veteran. I won't call him a veteran, but he's more seasoned. And for me, I think Hergovic is jabbing. I just think his style will be too much for him. I agree there. I've got Hergovic. Tough fight for
I
Adelaide.
think.
Hope he can do it, but I says no. Yeah, Hergovic had triple knee going until
No, no.
Daniel started headbutting and low blows. Good point. Good point. Good point.
Adelaide is not. I don't think he's got enough experience to fight someone like Hergovic. Straight up,
Yeah.
right now, from TKV to Hergovic, Wardley. I mean, obviously Wardley again limited, but big puncher.
Yeah.
Jamie TKV again, a prospect, a British prospect as well, not even a world prospect. British. You're fighting someone that's been on the cusp of a world title for a while. In Hergovic,
Yeah.
Hergovic has been number one contender for. I don't know what belt it was. What belt was it again? Daniel Dubois' belt. Was it WBO belt?
IBF.
Was it IBF? Sorry, no, IBF. He's been number one contender for a while. He
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
number one
Yeah.
contender
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, not Adelaide's from Wardley to Jamie TKV to Hergovic is a big jump. There's a big
Yeah.
jump
Yeah.
there. That's what I'm
It's
just
man.
saying. I don't think he's ready for that. I personally don't think he's ready for that jump, judging on what
Yeah.
I saw in his last two performances.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, just let me read the chat quickly, and I'm going to come
yeah.
back to you.
No,
James has put Ergovic had trip. I've read that. Legal immigrants put. Why doesn't he fight Moses? Yeah, that's a good fight. I wouldn't argue to see that. London has
I don't,
put Adelaide isn't even proven at British level yet.
yes,
Hergovic will piece him up. A bad mismatch. Yeah.
yeah.
Wizards put Wilder to go. It's,
It was weird.
I can't. I don't know what that
Wizard
means.
on Wild. Every time
He's,
Wizard says starts talking about Wilder, man.
yeah, Adelaide Fraser Clark would have been a better fight. Yes, Big Rick. That's a good point. Wells put
That's a good
100.
fight.
Immigrants put Ergovic has a good chin. Steroid bums couldn't drop him. Good point. Do you know what? That's a good point, because I actually thought about that today, Triple Knee. I thought, even though Ergovic got beat up off Dubois, he never dropped him.
No, he
He
didn't.
never dropped him.
No.
It's just Ergovic cuts that
Looks like
easy, doesn't he?
he's got solid chin as well.
He
Hergovic.
has. He really has, hasn't he? Because he got hit
Solid
with some
chin.
big bombs. Even against Joe Joyce, he got hit with some bombs, and he never. if I'm honest, I never even seen Ergovic get wobbled against the
Oh yeah, he
bums.
fought Joyce. Yeah, I forgot he fought Joyce. I forgot about the Joyce fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but he never got wobbled, did he, against the
No,
bums?
no.
He's just he cuts that easy.
Mm.
Ergovic has got skin like fucking tissue.
Yeah, he's got good skill. He's got good. He can land a punch. He knows that. He knows that. I mean, he can land a good punch.
Yeah, I like
Hergovic.
that over sort
He
of
lets his
type.
hands
Right,
go.
that's what comes
Yeah,
down. What he
yeah.
does. I'm not a massive
He,
fan of Ergovic, but I think he annihilates fucking. And
yeah. I
Simon
think he's a
Jordan
solid.
kept
I think
saying,
he's a solid top 10 fighter. Hergovic.
yeah,
I think he's a
and
solid top 10 fighter.
Simone Jordan was saying last week, not this week, last week, saying that fucking Ergovic is his style is made for Moses and Tuma. And I thought, are you having a fucking laugh?
No, no.
Ergovic had fucking Tuma up, I think.
No, I think Hergovic is a bit too much for a Tuma.
Yeah.
If Hergovic takes him seriously as well, because Hergovic has got, obviously we saw what happened with Daniel Dubois. He took him lightly. Even if they had a rematch, it might be different. You know, it might be different because Hergovic took him lightly, and
That's what Simone Jordan and
yeah,
the
nah,
Knob Squad
and
was saying. The Knob Squad
well,
were all.
well, Hergovic has already made a comment, innit? He made a comment. He said the Tuma's a kid. He goes, just a kid. So if they wanted
Yeah.
to make that fight, I mean, that was the minute he says he's just a kid, they would say, "Well, take the fight then." But obviously,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think Queensbury would want to take that fight just yet because that could end up bad for him. I mean, if he loses, and it spoils the prospects, you know.
Well, I said that in the comment section
Do
last
you
week.
know what, Loz? Do you know what?
Yeah,
Sorry, maybe maybe Frank Warren's sending David Adelaide out there to go and test the waters for a Tuma.
could be.
Because that's a bit of a strange fight, Adelaide versus Hergovic. I'm like,
Well,
well, that's a bit strange. So I'm thinking maybe, even if Adelaide loses, he might think, do you know what? Adelaide lost, but he put up a good fight, and I think a two would get him out of there. I mean, they're trying to test the waters a little
yeah,
bit, you
yeah.
know, throwing him in,
Look,
throw Adelaide with the sharks to see if he can swim.
yeah. Just let me read the chat, and I'm going to come back to
Yeah.
what you've just said. Legals put Ergovic. Big Rick's put Alderweireld. Adelaide Fraser Clark would have been a better fight. Yeah, it's a good fight.
Yeah, it's a good
Ergovic
fight.
has a good. Yeah, I've read that. Good fight for Ergovic. Get some confidence back. Yeah, absolutely. Hergovic was in shape and was landing on the bums. Yeah, he was a lot. I like Hergovic. Yeah, the gad got them Jimmy Savile vibes. Fucking wicked. Uh, big, big Rick, the encyclopedias. But Loz, what do you think of Fabio Wardley, Joe Joyce fight?
Oh, I think it's not good for Joyce, personally.
No, but that's interesting though. Both got
I,
shit defenses.
yeah, but I think
No, yeah.
Wardley's too young and too quick. How was Wardley? 27?
Yeah, but what if Joe Joyce could reinvent that jab?
I
Because
think
he had
Wardley was
Joe
just be
Joyce
too
for me had
quick.
a really go on.
So I think Wardley would be too quick for Joyce. He'll beat him to the punch, just like how he beat Hooney to the punch. You know, how he beat
Yeah.
Hooney. They're both through the right hands. That's what's going to happen. If Joe Joyce punches with Wardley, I think I was going to say he's going to get knocked out, but Joe's got a good chin. But the only person to really buzz him was Zhang, innit? Outside of Zhang, no
Yeah.
one's put him to ground. So
That's what I mean.
good fight, good fight.
See, that's
If
what I'm
Wood,
trying to
good
say. You
fight,
think
good
about
fight.
it. You
Yeah, it's
think
a good
about it,
fight.
right? That's
Yeah,
Rick.
that's a good
Salute
fight.
to me,
That's a
good man.
good fight.
I'll salute to you, Willis, but I'm Outlaws. God bless, bro. I'll pop over and sub. Good night. Oh, sub
Thanks a lot.
to
Thanks a lot.
Outlaw Pugilist. Thank you,
Thank
Will.
you.
Thank you, my good man. Much appreciated. Thank you. He's a good man, Outlaw is. So, God bless to you, Will. Thank you, man.
That's
So, yeah, like Big Rick
it's,
said, you think
it's a
about
good
it, man.
fight. It's a good
What,
building fight for Wardley. Not too
well, it
dangerous
is.
for him, but it also gives him a test and it builds experience for him as well. That's
Yeah, because
actually good fight.
you imagine, right? What if Wardley's bombing him and can't get him out of there?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like how he did. I'm not saying that he could run back the time, but I'm just saying if Joe Joyce could, imagine if Wardley was bombing him all night and couldn't get him out of there, and Joe Joyce broke his soul and
Yeah,
beat
like he did to Daniel Dubois, like he did to
yeah,
Dubois. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. There's another
yeah,
one. Dubois was constantly in his face. He was blowing
yeah.
out of his arse. Because I don't care what anyone says. Fabio Wardley hasn't got a very good gas tank. He's not got a shit gas tank, but he was blowing out of his arse at the weekend, and he was
Uh,
blowing out of his arse in
Dubois. I
that phase
mean,
one fight.
Joyce has got a good gas tank as well.
That's what I'm saying. He
Yeah.
could run him down. Look what Johnny Fisher's just happened to Dave Allen.
Yes.
Soaked it up,
Yeah.
soaked it up, soaked it up, soaked it up, and then bang, got him out of there when he was because he was gassing Fisher I
Yeah.
think. I tell you what, Rick, that's a damn good fight, man.
Yeah. Might be a good fight. Yeah. At first, I was like dismissing it. No, 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 no. And I'm like, hang on. Started to talk about it. I'm like, hang on. Actually, might not be a bad fight. It'd be a good test for Wardley and a good experience for him as well. And it's a
Yes,
fight that
sir.
if he doesn't turn up, he could lose. So it's not an easy fight for him.
Very
Yeah.
rightly so. Very rightly
Yeah.
so. Because Joe, I still believe Joe's got a good chin. I mean, look what Ergovic hit him with. Ergovic didn't phase him one bit.
You know
And
what?
Ergovic,
That shows how hard Zile Zhang probably hits.
I said that all along. Said that all along. Zhang, because someone
Yeah.
was saying the other week, when they were on about, knobheads were talking about who should Parker fight, and they were saying why he should fight Dillian White. And I was like, why should he fight Dillian White? But anyway, someone put in the comments, why are people bigging up Parker? Why are people bigging up Parker? He fought an old fucking Zhang and beat up a shit Wilder. I was like, mate, if you get knocked down twice off a guy and you still beat, I don't care what anyone says. Zanga's still got that one punch knockout power, hasn't he? He's still got it.
Look what he did. Look what he did to Caballero. He put Caballero on his ass. See,
Facts.
even though he lost to Caballero, he still put Caballero. Caballero thought he was winning the fight, and Zhang just pulled it out of nowhere. Put him to ground.
Yeah.
And Caballero obviously got back and thought, shit, I gotta be careful, man. It's still dangerous.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Zhang's got that power, man. I think for
Yeah,
me
for
personally,
real.
I think he's the hardest puncher in the heavyweight division.
I do.
Yeah,
And I do.
starting to prove it.
Yeah, yeah. London has put Fabio is too quick and explosive for Joyce. Joyce throws a punch on Saturday and it doesn't land till the following Thursday. Dan cracked Joyce. Joyce's jaw has took his soul and hasn't been the same guy. Yes, I agree there. Londoner. But I still think that I don't know, man. I think that's a good fight. That'd be a good next test for him because they're on about Fabio Wardley now because he's got this WBA interim that he could be next to fight the winner of the Bums and Usyk. If the belts get fragmented, he might just get pushed straight up to a fucking. I think he's 2 or 3, 4 fights away from that yet. He's not ready for that yet.
Can I say?
Yeah, just quickly. Every year that goes by is like a dog year now for Joyce. Nobody beats time. Good point. Sugar Josie Parker to Zhang's best shot square and marched on. Fact, Charlene's put when Zhang KO Wilder was the last years. Zhang is a massive fella. If only he was 10 years younger. Facts. Go on, Outlaw. Go on, brother.
Oh shit! I thought I was going to say that. What was he talking about? What was the subject about?
I'll come back quickly to what we were talking about, where you asked me about David Adelaide being put out there as a tester for Moses
Oh yeah,
and Toomey.
go on. Yeah.
You could be right there because I had it uploaded on my computer, and I swear they said that I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I swear there was a date set for that second fight. Now, obviously, it looks like it's not happening, but what a bullshit move! Why? Because end of the day, right? He cheap shotted Jamie, right? He cheap shotted him. I don't care what anyone says. He cheap shotted him. Why not run it back with this kid and give him a rematch? Because he was losing that fight. He was losing that fight, man. And is he now just thinking, oh, I'm not just doing that now, I can go on to bigger, better things? But I think you might come unstuck against Ergovic. In fact, I think you will come unstuck against Ergovic. And that could be karma because you haven't done the honourable thing and give that Jamie his rematch. I don't know. What do you think, brother?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the fight there has to be a rematch. I made a post-fight video about it. I mean, obviously the whole thing was controversial. The referee told him to break, and he punched on the break. You know, so and then that led to the knockdown. The referee tried to lie about it as well afterwards and say that he didn't say anything, but he did. He obviously got caught on camera. So I mean, it had to be a no contest and a rematch. That's what I think it should have been. I mean, even they gave it to Adelaide. Okay, then if you're going to give it to him, order a rematch, but they haven't. So again, that's another one of Queensbury fighters getting a bit of favor. Queensbury fighters are starting to get a lot of favor these days. I've noticed, like, you know. So
just like how Eddie Hill.
I mean, sorry to cut you there. I mean, speaking about that, I remember what I was going to say now, and it's along the same lines.
Yeah,
I mean, Wardley seems like he's going to get a title shot before Joseph Parker or Caballero. I mean, the way people are talking now, it seems like Wardley's going to get a title shot before them two. I'm like, how does that happen?
Right.
That's all I'm. That's
This
what I'm going
is
to say.
where I come back to my video last week, cliffhangers. That's why I called them cliffhangers, because these two are just being fucking frozen out. Why is Ajit Kabayel still with Bricktop? Why is Joseph Parker still with him? Fuck him off and go with fucking Eddie Hills. Because I think you'll get a better chance of a world title shot than what you will with Bricktop. Bricktop has no, just for me, Bricktop has no enthusiasm whatsoever to put Joseph Parker or Caballero in with a shot. I don't know. Because
I agree.
Audley, I'm glad we can finish on this subject, right?
Yeah.
We can finish on this subject. Right, Outlaw, I know you're a massive fan of Ajit Caballero. I know you've been calling for Caballero to get a shot at the world title for a very long time, and you have, obviously, because I follow your channel. I'm the same with Josie Parker, but I'm also the same with Ajit Caballero because we've watched these fighters. I'll come back to the chat in a minute because I don't want to let the chat out. We've watched these fighters have numerous fights with unbeaten fighters or fighters ex-champions and beat them and beat them and beat them and beat them and beat them. What's going on? Why are they not getting a shot? How the fucking hell is Moses Ntuma #1 WBO? How is Fabio Wardley gonna get a shot before Ajit Caballero or Parker? And they're talking about fucking Anthony Joshua might be fighting fucking the winner of Dubois or Usyk, and make it make sense, brother.
I seriously don't know. I don't know what's going on. I can't. I mean, I was going to ask you. This is what I was going to ask you today. I wasn't sure who the promoters were for Joseph Parker and Ajit Caballero. I suspected it was. They were at Queensbury, and obviously you confirmed that just now. I was waiting to come on the show to ask you rather than check. And yeah, man, I don't know. He seems like he's pushing Wardley in for a title shot before Caballero and Parker, and these guys have been frozen out, and it doesn't seem to be trying to push the agenda for these guys. I don't know what's going on. They've been these guys have been sidelined, like you know. And for the work that Ajit Caballero's done and the work that Parker's done, it's not being at the time it was praised, but now it's not being recognized. You
Mm,
know, I mean, Parker's a former champion himself, a former WBO champion himself. I mean, when does he get a chance to get a shot at his title back, a title back? Not even his title, a
facts.
title back. We want to see him. Can he become a two-time champion? You know, he wants to fight, but he's not getting the shot.
Exactly. Just quickly, I'll read these comments and
Yeah,
answer them
yeah.
questions. There's a reason Eddie Hearn keeps AJ far away from Zhang a few years ago. Zhang is a dangerous guy, and since Caballero dealt with him, nobody, fighter promoter, dares to mention Caballero's name. Facts, Londoner. Absolutely bang on, bro. Triple Knees put Brick Top ain't giving Parker any fights. Never mind title shots. Frank Warren needs to fuck off. I totally agree. Londoners put, I believe Fish Eyes has signed Caballero and Parker for the same reason Eddie. Fuck it, you know it, Londoner, for the same reason Ortiz did back in the day to keep the
Nah,
Danger Man occupied and parked up away from the Golden Goose. Fucking
nah.
facts. What a great comment that is. What a fucking great comment.
Yeah.
Zhang turned Wilder into a what's that? Ballerina. What a fish eyes case, yeah. Well, it's the same thing
Illegal
with
immigrant.
it's the same thing with AJ and Dillian White. AJ was always the golden goose. Dillian White was always the pawn. Throw him out first. And I made videos on this years ago. Why was Eddie Hills always screaming from the rooftop for Dillian White to fight Deontay Wilder? But he wasn't that. When he did make videos about Wilder fighting AJ, he wasn't the same. Well, me personally, I never got the same energy from them videos as what I did when it was Dillian White to fight Deontay Wilder. And as London has just said, he signed and he promised Luis Ortiz to fight AJ next. He signed him, and what did he do? Throw Dave Allen in with him. And it was all to keep fucking Luis Ortiz away from Anthony Joshua. The fucking same thing is happening to Caballero and Joseph Parker. And his golden gooses, Tyson Fury, the Bums, Moses and Tuma. And I'm telling you now, Outlaw, if the Bums beats Usyk, which I don't think he does, but if he does, I swear to God, I say every week, I think Tyson Fury will come out of the woodwork and fight the Bums for undisputed. That's Frank
Yeah,
Warren's not only his way of having full undisputed, but it puts Tyson Fury back in the picture. It makes
yeah,
him undisputed. Why is Tyson Fury keep making all these videos, yet still saying he's retiring? Him and AJ are sitting back in the background and they're waiting and watching to see what happens with these belts. But go on,
yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Sorry for the rant.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I was listening to you. I was locked in, man.
Mm.
um, yeah, these guys being sidelined. Yeah, it seems like something like that's going on, to say the truth. Um,
God, he's
I don't
fucked,
know.
man. But
Maybe it's time for channels like me, yourself, and the other smaller channels to start, you know, talking
yeah,
about it a bit more, making it apparent, because the mainstream channels, you know, the talk sports and whatever, they're not talking about it. We don't hear them
no,
talking about it. And I think it's because the marketability of those fighters in this country, probably. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
Adrian
yeah.
Gaviel's not going to sell any. He's not going to sell out the O2, and he probably wouldn't even sell out the Copper Box over here.
I
So
said the same
yeah,
thing last
you'd have to have
week.
the right
That proves
opponent. You'd
me.
have to have the right opponent. So
Yeah,
you
I
know,
said the same thing
you can
last week,
see,
Outlaw.
yeah, you
Josie
can
Park,
see why.
he's not a big seller.
Right. I think Joseph Parker would be better off if he was with Eddie Hearn, because Eddie
Yeah,
Hearn's got a
he
lot of
was.
Australian and New Zealand based fight. You got a lot of Australian fighters, and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
also does
yeah,
cards in Australia. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
think he'll be
yeah.
better off with Eddie Hearn. personally.
Yeah.
That's Joseph Parker. And I think if Parker was, if he did go to Eddie Hearn, I think Eddie would obviously do his best to get him a title shot. No
I
messing
think he
around.
would.
And he could obviously get in, and then he could obviously get a rematch with Anthony Joshua. I don't know if anyone would really want to see it, but he could get a rematch with Anthony Joshua
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Joshua won the first fight, and you know, I'm sure Joseph Parker would want a rematch.
Yeah.
So
Just quickly read these comments. If only Terry Marsh didn't have a shaky hand, Kelly Maloney would be running UK boxing. Fucking nutcase. Thomas Doyle's put Joyce punches are like waiting for a Timo package. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's that online shopping
Timo,
thing.
yeah,
To be
Timo,
fair, Wilder botched the 100 mil deal with AJ, and
yes,
Wilder's
he did.
50 mil. AJ's questions funds, rightfully so, because he never has foreclosed. I know what you mean. Yeah, Ortiz was offered 5 mil to fight AJ, if I remember correctly, or 4 mil. Fury, the coward, don't want
Oh,
to work his way up. He'd rather face Usyk again. Yeah, exactly. Tyson Fury playing buttons in the pantomime. Oh God.
yeah, do you know
So
what? James Jameson's right. You know, do you remember when when Andy Joshua went to NYC, was supposed to fight Miller, and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, they offered Luis Ortiz team, I think $6 million, and they turned it down.
Right. Who
Yeah,
Ortiz is
yeah, I remember that.
dead.
Yeah, they offered Eddie Hearn offered Ortiz's team 6 million. They turned it down, and then Ortiz found, when obviously they turned it down. Then when they went to Andy Ruiz, um, Luis Ortiz came out and goes he wasn't told about it. His team turned it down without telling him.
Yeah, I think I remember so. Yeah, because I remember seeing something about his manager coming out and saying
Yeah,
something about that.
yeah, they turned
Yeah.
it down. It's like they were trying to play hardball. They wanted them to try and give him a better offer, but they just
Well,
obviously
yeah,
Eddie Hearn just went off and took Ruiz.
because Ortiz was still unbeaten though, wasn't he? And he
Yes,
was the bogeyman of the division at the time before Wilder beat him. So
yes,
did he
yes. He's still
turn it
unbeaten.
down
Yeah,
because did he
he
turn
t-
it down though because Eddie Hill lowballed him? Because if
well,
you think
six million,
about it,
$6 million. I think they gave the same to Andy Ruiz. They didn't up the money. They
fair
just
enough.
gave about $6 million. I
But
think. Listen, Loz. Wilder hadn't got nowhere near 6 million at that
oh
time.
no, he hadn't. He was
So
earning like two.
Ortiz,
Yeah,
and the 6 million is a massive pay.
yeah.
I think Wilder
I remember that.
Wilder never even saw 3 million at that time.
Yeah,
He hadn't
yeah,
even
that's
seen
very
three
true.
million. So 6 million they were giving Ortiz. He should have took it.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
knows
yeah,
he
yeah.
should have
Suppose
took it.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Who
Because
else?
I
Adam
remember Wilder
Kawanaki.
was earning like.
Adam Kawanaki refused as well. He refused 5 mil. I think Eddie Hearn
Yes, I
offered him
remember
5 mil,
that.
and he
I remember
refused
that.
it.
Yeah,
And then look what happened to him
yeah. He got bossed, didn't he, off
by
Elenius? But
Hellenius.
yeah, I remember that though. The fucking hell, my head's gone now. I remember that about Wilder only earning like because Mike got hold of some depths for him and sent it to me, and he was earning like 2.5 million a fight.
There you
He had
go.
that clown Drew Titan saying he earned fucking 50 million against
That clown Drew Titan.
50 million. It's like, are you fucking having a laugh? That guy's never earned fucking 50 quid, let alone
He's
50
always
million
talking
against
about
Robert Lee.
Drew
Like
Titan's
the
always talking about
propaganda
Andy
you're
Joshua's
pumping
chest,
out
his
there.
legs, and sucking Deontay Wilder's balls.
Oh, isn't it just the propaganda you fucking hell. I text Ty, I said, have you seen that, Ty? I was listening to him at work. I was in the machine driving at work and he comes out with Wilder earned 50 million against Robert
Yeah,
Elenius. I was like,
yeah,
oh my
yeah,
God. I was
right.
straight on phone to
Yeah,
Ty. What's up? Did you hear that, Ty?
yeah.
Nowhere near. So yeah, you're
You can
right.
only tell his subs that. No one, not me, you, and no one in this chat is gonna believe that. Oh, you can only tell his subs. Only his
Yeah,
subs believe that. You know what
exactly.
I mean? 50
James
mil,
Cook Wilder
ridiculous.
nowhere near 50 million. Exactly. What was the Clown Drew Titan said in a live stream? Usyk ducked Deontay Wilder. I know he did.
Yes.
I know he did. I know he
78
did.
said it as well. 78 said it as well. Him, Drew, and I mean, and 78 both said it. Yeah, Usyk ducked Wilder.
Yeah, hilarious. Took a dive in that one, lads. Yeah, he did.
And they're saying that Klitschko ducked him as well. Klitschko ducked him. That's it. 78 said Klitschko ducked him.
I remember that. I remember because Usyk ducked him. Because Usyk turned up at a fight in New York or in America, and then you see what I mean about their propaganda?
Yeah.
It's terrible, man. It's like some Nazi shit. You know, like some cult shit. It's just, it's poison. It's poison. What they spew. It's poison.
The same thing that's destroying the sport over there. It's not just the fighters; it's the fans as well.
Yes, you're
Because
right.
the fans control the boxing. Fans control boxing. We're the fans. We control boxing. We're the ones that watch the fights. We comment on it. We give our opinions. If we don't like certain fighters, we don't tune in. If we like certain fighters, we all tune in. So the fans over there are helping to destroy the sport.
Yeah,
and
like they have done with Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Devin Haney, he's an absolute weapon. Same with his dad, Bill Haney, an absolute weapon. Because Bill Haney hangs around with the LDBC and bums fight the bums fucking hangs out at the back of fucking Devin Haney. The most complete boxer of all time. Fuck off. Tell you what, right? I'm fucking telling you this now, right? You stick him in with Teofimo Lopez, right? I don't care what anyone says. Teofimo Lopez is a prick outside of the ring, an absolute prick. Can't stand the bloke. But I'm telling you, man, you put him in with Devin Haney and he will fucking destroy Devin Haney. He'll knock Devin Haney out within, I'd say, 8-9 rounds. He would destroy Devin Haney. And if he didn't knock him out, he'd fucking school him. He'd destroy Devin Haney. Imagine Ryan Garcia fighting Lopez. That Barbosa Jr. Barbosa would fuck Teofimo, would fuck Devin Haney up.
Yeah. I mean, do you know who I want to see? Devin? Do you know who I would like to see? I mean, Devin, look, he looked terrible against Ramirez. Yeah. The Ryan Garcia, he's been shell shocked since the Ryan Garcia fight, right? So before the Ryan Garcia fight, he had the Prograis fight. He looked good. You know, the previous fights, he was looking okay, stuff like that. Listen, how about putting him in there for a warm-up fight with someone like Josh Padley?
Yeah.
Josh Padley's game. He's game. He will come to fight.
Yeah.
We saw him against Shakur. Yeah. He saw him against Shakur. I say bring him on a Riyadh card season and say, look, Shakur beat this guy. Yeah. All we want you to do is stand there and fight him. You try and knock him out. You know.
And he's
you don't need to run. I mean, Shakur stood there toe to toe with this guy, so you don't need to run from this guy. Stand there and fight him. And Josh Padley's going to give him all he can get. We'll see what Devin can do. It's a little warm up fight for him.
That's a good fight. And to be fair, that kid 3 days before was on a building site fitting fucking solar panels on houses.
Let him get a full camp in and let Devin fight him for a warm up fight.
I want to see him fight Conor Benn. I want to see him fight Conor Benn. I've been putting off these two on Twitter for ages. They're always going at each other, and I'm like, I want to see that fight. Oh, they fucking hate one another, man. They hate one another.
Wow.
Devin Haney's a little prick on Twitter, but so's Conor Benn. He can be a prick as well. But I want to see that fight, man. I want to see that fight. I think Conor Benn will fuck him up.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think Conor Benn was I think Conor Benn way too much. The intensity. Look, Conor Benn. Look, the way he fought well against Chris Eubank Jr. And that Conor Benn destroys Devin Haney. He'll destroy him. He'll destroy him. He'll knock him out. He'll finish him.
Yeah,
he'll finish him. He'll finish him in under 8 rounds.
I totally agree.
Maybe even less. Maybe even 6. Agree.
And I don't even think Conor Benn's that good of a fighter. I don't think he's a shit fighter, but I I would possibly say Devin Haney's more skillful than Conor Benn, but Conor Benn's the ferocity, the pressure, the amount of punches, it does be. He wouldn't know how to cope with him.
Yeah.
Devin Haney be playing all that safety shit. Conor Benn wouldn't
Yeah.
allow him to play that safety shit. He'd be all over him like a cheap
He
suit.
won't like if Devin tries to hug him, he'll shrug him off. Like, he ain't hugging me.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And he's the naturally bigger guy as well, Conor Benn.
Yeah,
So I think you're right. Yeah, I think he'd fuck him up.
Bit of a mismatch. I think that'd be a bit of a mismatch.
Yeah, man. Right, Outlaw. I'm gonna get up out of here, bro. But before you go, I'm just gonna read these last few comments. Hilarious, took a dive. Billy O done Wilder with and Nando's chicken. Yeah, I remember that. King Wilder will be back, Loz, and Outlaw just our haters. You're playing football games on Sunday. He will be like watching a fucking, what's that? Giraffe in slow motion. Sorry, my eyes are terrible. Giraffe in slow motion. Zhang punches Wilder into whatever trip. Cena, yeah. He got silly banged, didn't he, off that? Ben versus Wilder. Right, I'm up out of here. James Jameson, salute to you, my good man. Thomas Doyle, salute to you. Tyrone, salute, my good man. Big Rick from across the pond, salute to you. Triple Knee, salute, my good man. Londoner, always a pleasure. Tyrone, salute to you. Wizard Sleevey, crazy mofo. Charlene, salute to you, sweetheart. If I've missed you, I've missed you. Outlaw, much appreciate, my good man.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Peace and blessings to everyone. Salute to you. Absolute pleasure. We need to do more of these, man. We need to do more of these. We can't leave it over a year again since I've done a live with you, man.
It's been a while, isn't it? Got to get some consistency in.
Come on, I'll get your channel. Let's get you over 1,000 subs, man. We've got to get you over 1,000 subs because, like I say, once I believe you at 1,000, I know what you like. You'll just go fucking.
I start making videos again. Yeah, I bought a new iPad as well the other day. In fact, I bought it 2 weeks ago and I haven't even switched it on. So once I switch it on,
because you make good content. I need to see you do some lives as well because I miss your lives. Your lives were great.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back on it, man.
Good man. Outlaw, thank you, my good man. I really appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, thanks. Likewise, man.
Yeah. So please, if there's anyone in the chat who's not subscribed to him, go and subscribe to the Outlaw Pugilist. A good man, good friend, and the man knows he's boxing. Right, I'm up out of here. Hope you all have a great weekend. Peace out. Peace out, Outlaw. See you later, bro.
See you, see everyone.